Seize them!
David's guards moved before Baanah could speak again. Only a few moments earlier, Baanah had walked in confident, expecting a reward. He had traveled all night and brought in the head of his own king he had murdered. Baanah believed that head would save his life. He believed it would earn him money. He believed it would give him a place in David's army. Instead, it became the evidence that sentenced him to death. Baanah and his brother, Rechab, were dragged from David's palace. The men were terrified. The entire city gathered to see what was happening. The guards pushed the two men in front of everybody, and then they died. The guards killed them, cut off their hands and feet, and hung their bodies beside the pool in Hebron. The entire city could see them. But this was not simply the execution of two murderers. It was the bloody ending to one of the most chilling acts of betrayal in all. Israel had entered a dangerous time. King Saul was dead. He and 3 of his sons had been killed in a battle against the Philistines. The nation had lost its king and several members of the royal family in one day. One remaining son, Ish-bosheth, became king over most of the tribes of Judah. The remaining tribe was led by a man named David. Israel now had 2 kings, and their armies fought for control of the nation. Baanah served as a captain in Ish-bosheth's army. From his position, he watched David become stronger, while Ish-bosheth lost battles, soldiers, and land. Baanah knew that he served the losing side, but he still hoped Ish-bosheth's general, Abner, could stop David. Ish-bosheth depended heavily on Abner. Abner had helped him become king and controlled the loyalty of the army as long as Abner supported him. Baanah believed the kingdom might survive. Then Abner abandoned Ish-bosheth and promised to help David rule all Israel. Before he could finish this task, Abner was killed. His death left Ish-bosheth without a strong general, and his soldiers became afraid. To Baanah, the meaning was clear. David would probably win, and Baanah had fought against David. He did not know whether David would forgive him. That fear made Baanah begin thinking about how Ish-bosheth's death could protect his own future. David might still remember that Baanah had fought against him if he left the army. Baanah wanted to prove that he could help David. The soldiers in Ish-bosheth's army became afraid and spoke quietly about David's growing army. Some soldiers left their camps during the night because they did not want to be there when David won the war. They took their weapons and families with them. Baanah began thinking about King Ish-bosheth. He was the only other king in Israel. If Ish-bosheth died, David could become king over the whole nation. The northern tribes would no longer have a king to support against David. Baanah then thought about killing Ish-bosheth himself. He knew that killing his own king would be murder. Ish-bosheth trusted Baanah because Baanah was one of his captains. However, Baanah believed that the murder might save him from David. Baanah thought David would be pleased if Ish-bosheth died. David would no longer need to fight another war. He could take control of Israel more quickly. Baanah believed David might reward the man who made that possible. Baanah tried to make the murder seem right. He told himself that Ish-bosheth had already lost the war. He also told himself that the murder would stop more soldiers from dying. But Baanah mainly wanted to protect his own life. Baanah needed someone to help him, so he decided to speak with his brother, Rechab. The brothers met in a place where no soldiers could hear them. Baanah first spoke about the soldiers who were leaving, then explained that David's army would probably win the war. David is going to win, Rechab said. What will happen to men like us? Baanah had already prepared an answer. Ish-bosheth is the only king standing against David, Baanah said. If we kill him, David will know that we helped him. He will reward us instead of punishing us. Rechab was not sure about the plan. David may call it murder, Rechab said. Ish-bosheth is our king. Baanah did not listen to his brother's warning. He said that Ish-bosheth was David's last enemy in Israel. Since David had fought against Saul's family for years, Baanah did not believe that he would punish them for killing Ish-bosheth. Baanah continued talking until Rechab agreed, and he now felt more certain about the plan. He believed that choosing David was the smartest way to stay alive. The brothers needed a reason to enter Ish-bosheth's house. Baanah decided that they would pretend to collect grain for their soldiers. Army captains often needed food for their men, so the guards would not think that this request was strange. Baanah also decided to enter the house during the hottest part of the day, when people often rested. The guards might be tired, and fewer people would be walking through the house. When the day came, Baanah tried to look calm. He did not want his soldiers to know that anything was wrong.
I count 3 civilians.
After speaking very little to Rechab, Baanah traveled with him to Mahanaim. Ish-bosheth lived there. During the journey, Baanah repeated each part of the plan. They would enter the house, pass the guards, and find the king. Then they would kill him and take proof of his death to David. Baanah knew that the plan was dangerous. A guard might become suspicious and stop them. Ish-bosheth might call for help. Even if they killed him, soldiers from Mahanaim might catch them before they reached David. Baanah walked toward the king's house as if he had normal work to do, keeping a steady speed. He did not look at Rechab because he did not want the guards to notice their fear. The guards knew that Baanah and Rechab were captains in the king's army. They allowed the brothers to enter the house. A woman near the entrance had been working with wheat. The heat made her tired, and she fell asleep. Baanah quietly walked past her. Rechab followed him. The house was quiet enough for Baanah to hear his own steps as he passed the grain and walked toward Ish-bosheth's private room. Baanah entered Ish-bosheth's room, where the king was resting on his bed. There was no guard inside the room, because Ish-bosheth was not expecting his own captains to attack him. Baanah moved closer to the bed, and Rechab stood beside him. But neither man said anything. Baanah struck Ish-bosheth in the stomach. Rechab also struck him. Since Ish-bosheth had been sleeping, he could not defend himself. The brothers cut off Ish-bosheth's head. The brothers killed him on his own bed, and Baanah wrapped it so they could carry it to Hebron. Baanah and Rechab left the house before anyone found the body. Baanah expected someone to shout or follow them. No one did. The brothers walked through the quiet streets and left Mahanaim. They traveled south through the Jordan Valley during the night because the road led toward Hebron, and the darkness made them harder to see. Baanah was afraid that Ish-bosheth's soldiers would follow them. Every sound made him look behind him. The head became harder to carry as the brothers grew tired, but Baanah tried not to think about the dead king. He thought about David's reward instead, which gave him a reason to continue walking. Baanah thought about entering David's court before anyone else reported the murder. He would put Ish-bosheth's head in front of David. David would then know that his only rival was dead and that the war was almost over. Baanah also planned what he would say. He would not call the killing a murder. He would say that it was God's punishment against Saul's family. Baanah believed that these words would make David accept what he had done. When they entered Hebron, Baanah saw David's soldiers in the streets, including some who might have fought against him before. Baanah believed they would soon accept him as one of David's officers. Baanah and Rechab went to the house where David was staying, and the guards saw that they were army captains with important news. The guards allowed them to enter. Baanah stood in front of David, believing that David would soon become king over all Israel, and that Ish-bosheth's head would prove his loyalty. He unwrapped the head and placed it in front of David. "Here is the head of Ish-bosheth, the son of Saul," Baanah said. "Saul was your enemy and tried to kill you. Today, the Lord has given my king revenge against Saul and his family." Baanah expected David to feel surprised and thankful, but instead, David looked angry. David did not praise Baanah. Instead, he told him about a messenger who had brought news of Saul's death. The messenger claimed that he killed Saul, and expected David to reward him for killing an enemy. But David had ordered the messenger's death. Saul had been the king chosen by God. David believed the messenger had committed a serious crime. Baanah understood why David was telling him this story. The messenger had expected a reward for a king's death, but David had punished him instead. Baanah became afraid. He wanted to explain why Ish-bosheth's death was different. Although Ish-bosheth was weak and David had gained from the murder, Baanah saw that David did not care about those excuses. David believed that murder was wrong, even when the murder helped him. Baanah had not understood this before killing Ish-bosheth. David looked at Baanah and Rechab. "You are wicked men," David said. "You killed an innocent man in his own house and on his own bed. I will make you answer for his blood." David ordered his guards to arrest the brothers. The guards seized Baanah and Rechab before they could escape. The guards killed both brothers. They cut off their hands and feet. Then they hung their bodies beside the pool in Hebron. David wanted everyone to know that he would punish people who murdered a king.